Welcome back. Quick Man United rant, just because I've kind of stayed off of YouTube and stuff for a few days, and just the whole negativity that's around United, it's annoying because not only is it coming from like the big time media, but it's coming from the United like fan pages and whatever you're gonna call like the big time United YouTube channels that sit there and talk about United. This like jumping ship that's happening is extremely annoying. I'm so over watching these little crybabies. They're being manipulated by like all the media so fast. Like it's just happening so quick. Like they went from like a month plus of pretty positive talks and seeing like things that have changed from last year to this year, which unfortunately, since it wasn't like a full season, I hate saying from last year to this year, but from the first 6 months of Amorim to the start of this year, and like from the start of preseason to now, right? So that's when I refer to like last year, that's what I would like to talk about, is obviously the 6 months where Amorim showed up and finished the season, and then this year is obviously from preseason on. One, we have to understand that usually what happens when you're a manager is you get a couple players throughout the summer when you're doing preseason, and you get rid of a couple players, and then you play one full season, and at the end of the next season usually you're just like one player, two players away from like finishing your starting 11, or you hope to be at least at that level. And then from there, like starting to really show improvement in your play and your style and everything, and showing better results. And then third year is when I personally think that results are something that I am expecting, I guess. When certain results are when I start expecting them, right? So like that third year under a manager is when I expect victories against like lower, like the lower like the lower end teams at like a high clip, 90%, whatever, something really high, and then like really competing against the top teams, and possibly that season turning completely into one of those big teams. And then that 4 seasons when you have to win something, you have to win trophies. And for some reason at United, the channels will say it. They'll talk about it. They'll say that, managers need time, this, and that. And then it's like they don't give them any time. I just don't understand it. Like how you live in this delusion, I guess, of instant gratification or instant results. It's something that's extremely annoying, because I get it, right? We dominated English football for a long time, for most of our when we were kids growing up. And now it sucks to have gotten to the bottom when pretty much last season, right? Like let's say that it's Amorim's fault, right? To whoever wants to say that because of his system or whatever, you can blame him. But how we finished last season and that position we finished wasn't just Amorim's fault. That was a complete lead up from everything that has been done since pretty much Sir Alex Ferguson left. But I will say that once the Ineos took over, there were things that I started to see that I enjoyed. The contract situations, the way that they attacked the market, and actually the deals that they ended up agreeing with these other teams for Cunha and for Mboma and stuff. I mean, the Mbomo one specifically, because that one was like the first, the one I actually, I guess, got more than just the number that they're given in detail wise, but to be able to spread that out over 4 payments is ridiculous. But it's a great thing. You can understand why it took so long, because getting a team to agree to that has to be a little bit hard. But pretty much from the time that the Ineos took over, the recruiting has been good, the salaries have been good, and the players themselves have been a different like quality and recruitment. So you look at the players that they brought in pretty much since they've gotten here. I think the first one was Cheetah, or was Cheetah before them? Let's not even throw Cheetah in there, but let's go. Haven, Delit, Masraoui, Xerxes, Dorgu, obviously Cunha, and all the guys from this window. When you look at all of these players, there's still not enough for Sesko yet because we haven't seen enough. But there are little glimpses where you could see why Amorim went after him, or why we as a club went after him. His touch is further along than Højlund's. His dribbling, like his dribbling with the ball is already further along than Højlund, and I haven't seen that much of it, but it's already better. You can just tell how close the ball is, how comfortable he is dribbling. Højlund looked a little awkward and didn't seem to ever really have good control of the ball. It was more like it was ahead of him and he would just get the touch. It wasn't like he was controlling how he dribbled. I think he will get better at that though. But everything that these like little things, the quality of the touch, even the runs and certain things, like Højlund made the runs. He just made them at the wrong times almost. Maybe a little early, maybe a little late, and that's I think why he didn't get as much service. I think he'll improve in that as well. And honestly, playing in Napoli where he has a guy like Kevin De Bruyne, I think he's gonna do just fine. But there's like just these little things that you could see that are better than what we had last year and what we've had from before. Like these players are better than what we've had. They really are. Like now we have to finish building the team, but we have to give this time. Amorim has not been here a full year. Just because he came in December last year does not mean that he was there the whole year and that you can count all of that as a whole year. If you really look at it, when a manager comes in, usually there's a month or two of preseason. So if you take away a month or two of the months that Amorim came in, it would be about February that he came in, and he had 4 months. So Amorim had 4 real months of them playing, because truly there has to be a grace period of changing a complete formation and trying to pretty much practice through games, which is ridiculously hard. But for 4 months, technically, they had an okay finish to the season, because that's about the time now that I'm like, this is like seriously just coming into like correlation. Is I personally felt that from the Ipswich game last year, like you could look up all the games up to Ipswich, it was like a very roller coaster. Like we were struggling really hard to just even go from defense to midfield, let alone from midfield to forward. From like up to that game, there were a couple games in between now where we played really well, like Liverpool City, all that stuff, but though, like up to that game, it was very inconsistent and very poor. But then from Ipswich on, we were at least finally understanding the passing forward and the getting the ball from the back to the front. And then what happened after that was we started creating chances. From Ipswich on, the chances started getting a little bit more. We started getting into the opponents more, all of that, taking more shots, all of that. But we were relying on a 22-year-old Ahmad, 22-year-old Højlund, and 20-year-old Garnacho, all very, very inexperienced to lead a front three. It's going to be very hard. It's very hard. Even if they stayed this year, it would still be very hard. Now we have legitimate players at those positions. I mean, Mbomo already has 2 goals. Cunha has looked extremely dangerous, and he started off a little bit later. the players we have now are better, so the recruitment has been better. And then the issue that we've had starting the season off is that unfortunately our front three is completely different than literally from the second game of preseason. From the second game of preseason till today, our front three is completely different. The second preseason game, the front three, from what I remember, I'm probably wrong, but it was Hoyland, Bruno, and Ahmad, from what I remember. Because I know in the midfield it was Ugarte and Menu. That was the second game. And that was the one game where we had all the players from last year. Almost like Mbomo, I think, was the only player from... No, actually, Mbomo wasn't even on the team yet. He hadn't played. He was on the team, but he hadn't played yet. Cunha got benched. Or not benched, but Cunha sat that game because they didn't want to, like, rush him too much. And then... yeah, it was just like all the players from the last season, and we played really well. Those first two preseason games, we played really well. And then they started sitting Hoyland, unfortunately, and that's, Hoyland's gone now. And then the front three was completely new after that, which was Mbomo and Mason and Cunha, right? So from the second game of preseason this year, the front three has been completely new than from the time that Amorim took over. That's halfway through the season, just completely changing your team. Like, of course, it's going to take some time for it to, like, click again, bro. Like, I'm so fucking through the roof with these people. Like, I just don't understand. Do you guys not think? Like, do you not really think? Do you not have any thoughts about logic about anything? Like, have you ever played footy? Have you ever played footy at a relatively, like, high competition where, like, the speed is pretty quick? Have you ever played at that level? Now imagine the pros is even quicker, and now you're talking about games that are decided in split seconds with players that have never really played with each other. It's gonna be hard to decide games like that because you haven't played with each other. Like, how is this not how can it not get through people's brains? It's not something that... It's not FIFA, bro. You don't just, like, buy a player from from another team, and just because you control the sticks and you decide where the ball is going and whatever, that's how life is. It's not, bro. It's like some players like to finish from certain angles with a certain pass, or some players could just finish anything, or some players need the ball to be put in certain areas, and you get to know that the more that you play with them. But when you've never played with them, you just don't even know where they're gonna pass it to. Where are they making the run? It's hard to just know that stuff. It's hard to just get that stuff done in a week, 2 weeks, even a year. Like a full season. Yeah, now you play a full season and then you get a preseason. Then, like, everybody that was there for that amount of time has a better understanding of everybody, like, who they're playing with and what they're supposed to do. But you guys are like, oh, well, they're not getting it in less than a month or in less than 2 months. Like, get the fuck out. Like, nothing is happening, blah, blah, blah. Amorim hasn't even been here a year, and we have already seen the like, improvement in play, the creation of chances, how we're, like, getting further up the pitch, more touches in the opposition box, more shots, all that stuff. You're already seeing it. The results aren't there yet. I understand that. It's annoying. It's frustrating. But are all the other things pointing in the right direction? They are, man. Like, if you realistically think that Manchester City, like, we should be beating City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, and even Tottenham. Like, Chelsea and Tottenham are two that I'm, like, iffy about, but they are good enough, and they've, like, as a group, relatively been together, playing, like, the same way almost for a long time. Like, their main players, like Kulusevski's still there, like Romero's still there, the keeper's been there for like 3-4 years now. Like, they have a core that's been there for a long time, that's been starting pretty much all the games that have been there together, and then they added some talent, and they're very good now. But though, even Chelsea spent so much money. They have a lot of talent on that team. those 5 teams, if you think that we're good at, like, we have as much talent as as those clubs right now, and that we're as ready as they are to, like, challenge, I guess, then you're wrong, man. And you're just being, like, you're losing yourself in your emotions, like the emotion of wanting to, like, challenge for the Prem again and be Manchester United again. You're losing yourself in that emotion. If you think logically and you really look at this team, we are not there yet, but we are building towards it. And maybe if, like, Amorim had the players that he wanted, let's say he would have gotten Baleba this summer, and by now we were still, like, looking extremely bad, which it'd be unfair even if we got Baleba to, like, say that we start 4 or 5 new players and we're supposed to somehow gel right away. It's still ridiculous to me, but it would just look, in my opinion, would just look better regardless, because it would be better. Like, there's just a better player in the position than the player that's there currently. So I just don't see how it would look worse. Kid's younger, more athletic than Casemiro, all that. Even, honestly, Ugarte during the City game didn't even look that bad. He played pretty solidly, in my opinion. But I'm just tired of these channels, because for a month and a half, they talked about the positives, and it's great. But to forget all of that right away is annoying. Look, Arsenal, how you could be mad at that Arsenal game is beyond me. Whatever. You're upset about that game. Okay. When we showed that we played really good against one of the second, third best team in the Premier League, and we barely lost, should have gotten a tie. Okay, played well in my opinion. The next game, Fulham, we tie. I thought we deserved a win. We played good enough in that first half to get a win. So is that playing bad? In my opinion, it's not. Like, it's just not finishing, which is something that we still have to get over that hump. But we've improved up to that hump, up to, like, the creation of that. So now it's the finishing. It's that little bit of what I'm talking about up front with the front three, is the just knowing where each other is going to be, the how he likes the ball, how he's gonna, how you know he's gonna be the most comfortable even receiving the ball. And, like, for example, like, Cunha gets himself into little pockets of space. I played center midfield my whole life. I played like a false 9, 10. I'm honestly, like, the that middle part of the field. I could play any position, even center back. But, like, my positives were, like, my touch, my creativity, my shooting, and my passing. That I was never quick. I never did all that, but, like, those 4 attributes I was really good at. And I would get myself into those pockets that Cunha gets himself into. There's a certain way that I would like to receive the ball, right? Like, but if you're my new teammate and you don't know anything about me, or we haven't even gotten a chance to talk, or we've barely played together, you don't really know, then it's gonna be it's not gonna allow me to be the best that I'm gonna be, right? Like, if I get into a pocket where I have a center back on my right hip, and you're passing the ball to, like, my left foot, but I want it to my right so I could turn him over my right shoulder because I'm going to fake it that way. But you don't know. That's going to throw me off, because now I'm like, well, I was expecting the ball to come here. You gave it to me here. That right there is just going to create that quick little, like, slow, like, stoppage to anything. You'll see, like, through as the game goes, there'll be some times where a player will take an extra touch because they were, like, gonna pass it, but then they stop and then they pass it. But they should have passed the first one, but they weren't sure. Those are the things that, with, like, experience, like, a little bit more experience together and playing together and chemistry building, that you would do without thinking. And you saw that when we were playing those first 2 games in the preseason. The passing between the players that were here throughout, like, in the time, like, from the time till now, you saw the difference. You saw the speed of how quick those 1-2 touches were. Like, the passing was really nice between the players that were here last year till now. And then now, like the new ones from the summer, since they came in, we've struggled because that front three has been completely new. So it's rough. It's rough on the players. But us as fans have to understand that. But can we okay, so Fulham, okay, people are upset. Obviously, Grimsby, totally understandable. People can be upset. But to be upset at the manager, I think is the wrong thing. I'm upset at the players. I, as a player, haven't played the first 2 games of the season, and then I get a chance to play. I'm gonna be hyped to play. Like, for me, Kobe Mainu has been, I guess, now in the media because he went up to the manager and said he wanted to go on loan because he wanted playing time. Then you get playing time, and you don't take advantage of that. Like, Grimsby was the perfect game for Kobe to go out there and have a goal and 2 assists or something, win that game for us, and tell them and tell the manager this is why I'm telling you I want more game time. Instead, that first half was horrendous. He didn't show me anything. And then once the other players came in, he had a nice little run up the field, just passed it, a normal pass to a player, and then we ended up scoring off of that. But to Mbomo, and Mbomo ended up doing everything after that. And he got an assist. But to me, that wasn't a good game by him. And then everybody else played like crap. And why is that? That wasn't on the manager. Honestly, that wasn't on him, because he ended up making the right choices, the right players coming in. They had a chance to win in regular time and in the PKs. He did everything at that point as a manager to still come out of that with a win, and they didn't. So I just don't blame that on him. And then after that, we played Burnley. Absolutely, that first half against Burnley, just without I know that we didn't score, but just that first half, bro, should be enough. Should have been enough to been yeah, man, yes, this is once they've gone a little bit more, more time chemistry wise, in the system, more time together. Once they get a couple more pieces to finish building this team, that's what that thing could look like for the whole game, not just one half, not just 40 minutes. That's what it could look like the more and more that these players play in it. You don't master anything overnight. The reason why Amorim, as you guys claim, doesn't make adjustments, if you guys just listen, right? If you just listen, you would understand, and then you would just at least take a moment to think to yourself and be is that the best way forward? And then you would say, yes, it is. Because what he is trying to do, right, is pretty much how that famous Bruce Lee quote goes: I fear a man who's practiced one kick 1,000 times more than a man who's practiced 10,000 kicks one time, right? He is saying that he wants to play his system until these players can play it in their sleep, man. Until they're not making these mistakes that they're making because they're still very new to the system. He wants them to master their craft, to master the system. Because from then on, once they know the ins and out of the system and the weaknesses and how other teams are gonna attack those weaknesses, then he can be okay, if a team attacks us this way, this is what we do to counter that. But if you don't even know your main system like that, trying to also put other ideas into somebody's head is not smart, man. It's it's overload, man. Our players, and as fans, you have to know that our players, we don't have the highest IQ players in the league. We don't have that. So you can't overload them. But he wants them to know the system just like this. So he wants them to struggle and yes, lose some games, but keep playing the same system and continuous play it, because that's gonna lead to them mastering it. And once they master it, then he can do anything else to counter whatever any other team is going after them. But he wants to master it first. He doesn't want to start to teach them something and then go towards something else. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. And for you guys to think that the system is the reason we lose certain games, it's not. Every system has holes, man. You guys act like every single team plays the exact same formation the exact same way because it has no holes. Every single formation has holes. Every single formation has ways of teams attacking it. So like, don't fucking come at me and tell me that, oh, it's the formation or it's the tactic. It's not. It's just the fact that these players, one, haven't played this style. Two, we already know as fans and shit that we don't have the players with the legs for it. But at least the players that are gonna be here next year will fucking be like masters at it. And now you're only like really trying to help a couple of players compared to like the whole team. Like you just don't do this stuff, man. Like if we really want to get back to the highest level, to the top, to really compete, we have to be masters of something. We have to master that the formation and tactics that Amorim wants right now. And the happiest thing, the happiest that the reason why I'm pretty much even just making this video, because I was happy enough to see that in the press conference it wasn't like a defeated Amorim, that it wasn't no bullshit, that you know, was when he said that like it's a long project, like it's a process. And I'm not thinking that he's saying that it's a long like 5 10 3 4 5 10 years like process. I think it's more like 2 years, like the length, and maybe just 2.5 because of the 6 months, like the 6 months he came in. I'm talking about like 2 4 years. So like this year you sit there and you get these three new players that you brought in, you put in some elements, and you get a new keeper. Now you start playing that, and from here on out, those 5 teams that I mentioned at the beginning, you can struggle against them. Like I expect them to struggle against them. I expect them to have some ugly losses against them because we're just not a complete team. We might have injuries like we did, right? Like Cunha wasn't playing. Like that game's different because they have to be a little bit more afraid of Cunha. Like there are things that happen throughout a season, and with that, against those teams we are gonna struggle this season because we're not a complete team, and we're still chemistry and like experience in the system and a player or two away. So like you can't expect a win against these teams. You can't expect perfect performances against them all the time. But like against the other teams, that's where I really expect us to like demonstrate that we are trying to turn the corner. Like if at Fulham Bruno scores his PK, we score a goal in those 15, we win that game. If against Burnley we put half of the chances we had in the first half, we win that game 6-2, like 7-2. Not even everybody's talk about how we're killing it. City, we should have at least scored 1 or 2 goals. Like we don't lose the game 3-0. We lose it like 3-2, and it's a better game. Like it wasn't even that bad. Like Arsenal was 1-0. Like come on, man. Like we can't just flip and just want somebody out again. Like stop, just like stop. You guys are ridiculous. It's to the point where you're just becoming little children, little babies. Like yeah, I'm talking to you, all of you, United, whatever you want, stand and what. You guys are babies, yo. You guys are babies. We're not even 10 games into a season, right? And you're like, fire the manager. First of all, like, if you cared about Sir Alex, if you thought he was one of the greatest managers ever, Sir Alex said that you don't even, the season doesn't even really start until after Christmas. Go back and look at it. Search it. He said the season starts really at Christmas. Because honestly, the beginning of the season can be slow, could go up and down, but like once you get to halfway through the season, everybody's in shape. You're hoping that most of your team is healthy, and you're like playing the best at your best, and then from there on you go. We haven't even gotten close to playing our best yet, right? Like we haven't. So why are we doing this? Why are we talking about firing yet another manager? Can we stop? Like, we are not going in a negative way. We are not. We are improving. The last thing is the goals and the results. And once we can get to that, now we're a complete team. Like, you guys want to get from Nothing to complete team, and not even a year. We not even a year yet into Amorim's like time here. We're not a year in. What are you guys doing? Like what is this? Like what is this, yo? I like saw videos like a few weeks ago where I was like, oh, maybe these guys have thoughts. Maybe they're actually thinking for real. Where you're sitting here and you're like, yo, the media is like super negative towards Man United, and I was like, oh my god, these guys actually can see something finally. How like the Liverpool needed a last minute PK to beat Burnley. Liverpool won the Premier League last season and needed a last minute penalty against Burnley to beat them. And there was no, oh man, Liverpool, like, oh, they, like, like, I can't believe they needed a last minute goal against Burnley to beat them. Oh my god. But if it's Man United, it's like, oh, how could they? How could they? Why? How? Oh my god. They're so unbelievably bad that they needed a last minute, like, penalty to beat Burnley. Like, come on, bro. And y'all see this, and you guys still try to, like, throw this rhetoric and like and feed that media BS, man. Can you guys have like some cojones and stick to something? Stick by your manager. Can we just go back to sticking to them by the manager until they get fired? Like, it's okay to say like, okay, maybe I don't agree with this or whatever, but like back him. Don't be talking about Amorim needs to get fired or like just back the manager until like everything is so bad that yeah, sure, but like the only thing that's been bad has been a couple of results, bro. It hasn't been the style of play. It hasn't been the stats. It hasn't been the play. Like we have horrible players. Like it's not like anything of that anymore. Like we're slowly getting rid of players, but you wanted them to just like get rid of everybody right away. Like that doesn't happen. Like you just don't buy 18 players and get rid of 18 players in one transfer like window. You don't fix everything in one transfer window. It's impossible. The reason why teams like Liverpool and all that kill it is because they're already built. Like this team is already built. So now you're just adding players that are better to an already built team. They have a core group. They've had a core group of players that have been there for a good amount of time, and that they, they'll switch here and there for somebody that is there for a good amount of time. Right? Like what I'm talking about is Klopp built it to where it was Virgil van Dijk, Allison, Robertson, Alexander Arnold, Mo Salah, and there's at least a couple more that I know. But like he built it so that core group right there of 5 starters, like always starting, were there. And once he had that core, then he won. And it took 5 years for that. I know at Man United we will not wait for that long. We're not even waiting 2 years. We're not even waiting 1 year. Like Amorim hasn't been here 1 fucking year, and we're not even waiting that. Klopp, it was 5 fucking years under Klopp, bro. 5 fucking years before they won a Premier League. 5. And you guys aren't even fucking waiting 1 season for Amorim to just even get a team together, to get a fucking core that could be here for like 2 years, even just one fucking full season playing that core together, and then going into the next season with at least that same fucking core. Like we don't even have that, bro. Like Bruno and Dorgu are the only 2 players from last season where you're like, okay, those 2 guys were like there pretty much every one of his games, and that's it. Like apart from that, it was a rotation of Maguire and oh my god, the lit like at center back, and then Euro switching with the lit with Mazraoui for that right center back, and then Haven, Lissandro, and then like at the end Luke Shaw playing for that left center back position. They were just mixing it up, and then it was like the midfield was continuous rotation as well, and then up front was like the one time where it was like the same 3 for a long time, and the season starts and that front 3 is completely different. Like the one group that came in pretty much the same from the season before, like is completely different now, and and that's even from just the second week of preseason. Like, so it's just like crazy to think that all of these things have happened, But like, none of that matters to any of you. How does it not matter, man? How the fuck does it not matter? It's like you were thrown into a job that was shit, and then you start doing well, but then they go, oh, and throw a wrench into what you've already done. So now you're like, fuck, I gotta fix that again before I get back to where I was, and then continue to build, because that's what happened. Amorim built something up to those first 2 games of the preseason, and because we had so much to do, and it was, unfortunately, it took took longer than what you wanted it to happen, but it was still done well for us as a club. Then it's just like you're just screwed a little bit. You go from going into the season with Cunha, Højlund, and Mason, like starting that front three, which Mason and Højlund have been here, so it was just Cunha integrating with those two guys. It looked so good. Like that first game, it looked good, and then the second game when Cunha was out, and it was just the guys that were here last season, it looked so good because they were the ones that were here practicing and playing in that formation and the system and those tactics for the time since Amorim showed up, right? And then Bomo came in, and then Sesko came in, and then Højlund started getting benched and eventually sold to Napoli. Those things completely change. Like, you should understand, like, you should be able to like look at that and think to yourself, like, man, okay, like I'm building, and then they take away a little bit, add something new, so I gotta like integrate that again to get back up here. So you're going, and then you're like brought back a little bit, and then you're going again. But let's look, how bad was it when Amorim started? It looked bad. Like, players looked like they couldn't play that the style, the formation, the tactics, nothing. So at the end of the season, being like, okay, they kind of are getting it. You can tell that, we're starting to understand it. Okay. Then preseason starts. Same players that were here last season. Cunha's the only one that gets added to that, really. And you're like, yo, we definitely look better. Okay. And the stats also back that up. And in those first 2 games when Højlund was playing and we had those people that were up front that were here last season, we scored goals and won games. So you're like, okay, we have improved. And then unfortunately we switch it again. We switch that front three. From those 2 games we switch, and now it's Mbomo, Cunha, and Mason. Not a true number 9 in there, because Sesko had just come in, and I agree with the way that he's brought him in, really. But now he can start a true number 9 up front. So then now it's the number 9 playing the formation, playing the tactics, learning how to play. You saw it took Højlund like 6 months. The Højlund we saw in preseason compared to the one we saw for the first 6 months under Amorim was completely different. But you just expect Sesko to come in, brand new like teammates, brand new everything, and not even understand it and just be where like Højlund was right away. Højlund was here with all of those other players, all those other teammates before Amorim showed up. Sesko wasn't. All of these players that he's playing with are completely new. So it's gonna take a little bit of fucking time, man. Like, same thing with Mbomo, same thing with Cunha. Cunha was here the week, like, he played the first preseason game and sat the second one. And Mbomo played the third preseason game, 4th and 5th, and that's it. So 3 preseason games for both, and then 5 games. So not even 10 games total for any of the new guys that are here to play together. But somehow, like, goals and results and shit have to already be happening. What the fuck, bro? And then you're just like, yo, the manager should just like not care about like having a formation or tactics. He should just be caring about results. Like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? what are we doing? All we've been crying about is a style of play, a formation, a manager that has a vision, and we finally get one. But you don't even want to give him the time to actually be able to build and have a team that can maybe carry out his vision fully. Because right now it's maybe 85% complete, his vision, like of a starting 11. He definitely has 15% to go. He has one improvement to make in the defensive end. Just because I think Lissandro has to start, but he's an injury like risk. So you would need like another like center back who's a little aggressive and who can really pass the ball, because that's what we're missing. For some reason, Luke Shaw continues to play the left center back position as if he's playing left back. Years and years of playing left back, sure, like it just has to be in him to play certain ways, but in the way that he receives the ball and the way that he defends, it just is as if he's playing left back, and it just sucks because that's what happened with the first goal against City. Like, he's acting as if he's on the outside of the 18, where if Dorgu makes that move, he's like by the touchline, by the line on, by the sideline. So he just has to. It's a deeper cross. It's a harder cross, right? Like, if you think about it, a left back is usually on the edge of the 18, on the outside of the 18, right? The left side, right? So if that player does that move, he's just outside. Like, it's not as threatening. Right after Dorgo beats him, he's inside of the 18 and he can take a shot, right? So it's a completely different area. So, and even when he receives the ball from the center back, he doesn't even like open up to see the whole field. He just like, his touch keeps him from looking at the field. It's fucking horrendous. And that's something that you will see that changes when Lissandro plays. So that's just a player. That's the player. You can coach all you want, but the player doesn't know how to that's fundamental of footy. Like, if you're a professional and you don't even understand that, then that's on you. Like, that's just horrendous. Like, unfortunately, I think Luke Shaw is a very good player when he plays left back. I think he can play left center back. He has the attributes, but he would need more experience to really play it at the highest level. The experience is big. Like, it's just a different area of the field. Like, you have to think differently. You have to, you have to defend differently. It's just different. And you'll see the difference when Lissandro comes in, because he's a true left center. Like, he's a center back. He's a true center back. And that left center back position is a center back position. Like, you have to be a center back. And his passing is good. Like, you'll see how we go forward better with him in there. So it's just like things that Amorim needs that he doesn't have at the moment for his system to work at the highest level. But he wants the players to, regardless, play in the system, even if we don't have the full pieces, because he wants all of the players, except for whatever player he's not going to be here, to like know their fucking role in the system and all of the things that could possibly go wrong with it and positive with it by next season, when he is able to get that last piece into the puzzle, the last piece and a half that he has in the puzzle. So there's only them that have to really learn the system and get integrated. And the players, if you have 9 players on the field that fucking know the system and are masters at it, bringing in 2 players is not hard. It's easier. Like, you're able to teach them and tell them as you go along without the manager having to do it during practice. Like, you could teach them. Like, it's just completely different when most of the team has mastered something and you bring somebody in, then the whole team having to master it. It's different. So that's what he wants. He wants us to struggle. He knows that we're gonna lose games. He knows that, but he knows that by the end, that he wants is gonna just be flowing easier. Like, it's just gonna be. They're not the players are. By the end of the season, the players are not gonna have to think about where they need to be at any point during in the system during any play. And then what happens next year is you add a player or 2, and then those players just take it to the next step, because now they're going into a season fully ready, not thinking about anything else. And now you go into games where you could be like, oh, this team might want to get into these pockets. This is how we play that, because now we are so perfectly in our game plan and in our way of playing and everything, that we are able to do that. But overloading, making people think too much is just not smart. So that's what's happening right now. You don't want to overload. And what are we doing? We're just not finishing. It's just that little bit of just playing together, of chemistry, of just knowing that yes, that guy is gonna be there. Knowing that yes, he's gonna be there, and if I put the ball in this general area, I know he's gonna score. Or I know there's gonna be a very good opportunity that we score. Compared to just like, well, I'm just gonna play it there and hopefully he's there or something like that. Like you just know from playing with them that they are gonna make that run, or you know from a certain look and body movement that they're gonna go a certain way, and you can play a ball in a certain and just a different way, because you know each other. You know the way that they're gonna move in the field. You know that when you're dribbling this way and you're in this situation, that person's gonna want the ball here, or they're gonna want to do this. It's just a little bit of like continuity and playing together, and it's gonna look better. It's gonna look better. But can our fans, can our channels, can we just like relax, man? Can we just stop continuing with the negativity that the big media throws out? Can you just like be like, yeah, cool, you guys like are saying that, but I don't care. Like I understand that maybe we could have done this better during the game, but now we're just gonna continue improving. We're gonna continue working throughout the season so that we can get. Because this season we weren't gonna win anything. You can say that you want to be in Europe and you want to be in Champions League next year, but that was not like a predetermined. That was not like it has to happen. So the only reason that these results and stuff are hurting you is because you wanted to hit that. Like your emotions are like, I want to be that, and I just want to dream and think that we're going to be there. Like all of these videos are because you're living in a dream compared to just reality. Just think about reality. Think about how long things take. Like you as a manager sign a 3-year contract not because you're expected that in 3 years you're contending, like you're competing. You don't sign a 1-year contract and after that 1 year they give you another one. No, they give you a 3-year contract with the like pretty much like parameters that you're gonna sit there and first create a culture, second create a style of play, third and like show improvement in that style of play throughout like the first year like the first year, right? First year is really like style of play and culture building. That second year is like show me like better performances and some results, and then that third year is like results. Like that's why, for example, Eric Ten Hag got fired. That's why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got fired, because unfortunately they were in those third years and the results just weren't coming their way, and that's why they got fired. But they didn't get fired in their first year, bro, or in their second year. Like it just, look, I thought the second year under Eric Ten Hag, yeah, like we won the FA Cup, but I hated watching us play. I probably fell asleep watching our games like 4 or 5 times. It was so boring. Like I would watch us just passing the ball without any like direction, just players receiving the ball and doing whatever the fuck they wanted with it. Like Garnacho's receiving the ball on the wing, and every single fucking time, no matter what, cutting in and shooting, whether he was shooting it against 3 or 4 fucking players, shooting it into the fucking stand or whatever it was, that's what was happening. And you're telling me that that's a manager, bro? Like that was okay? Like no, man. And that guy just did what you guys wanted to change, like whatever he wanted to do and just get results. Like not even like build what he wanted to just get results. And that's the problem, is that to build something, it takes time. It just takes time because you have to go back to the basics. It's a very little. To build a new house, you take the whole fucking house down and you rebuild it. That's just how it is. You take the whole house down and brick by brick you fucking rebuild it. But you guys just wanted to knock the house down and rebuild it overnight. It doesn't happen, man. It takes time. Like you build a foundation, then you build the roof, then you build the rooms, then you build all that other shit, then you put the walls and whatever up, like all that shit. Like there's steps to it, and it takes a fucking while. It doesn't just happen overnight. And I just needed to rant, bro. I just needed to, because I'm just like through the roof. Hopefully people could fucking see this and comment and like interact and tell me where they think I'm crazy, which is fine. I don't give a fuck, because I at least have played football at a better level than anybody that's probably watching this, or at least close to the people that are watching this. Like, unless you've been playing, for example, like in the U.S., unless in the U.S., because that's where I live, unless you played in national tournaments, regional tournaments in your region, unless you played on the best or top three teams in the state for your age group, like, I don't. You didn't play at the same level as me. Like, after that, obviously it's like college D1 and then professional, but some of those academy teams are probably better than some college teams, to be honest. Like, the team I played for that was number 2 in the state could have beat my college team for sure. For sure. Like, that's not even a question. And I mean, one of my close friends at the time played for the Red Bulls. Like, he was professional, and the coach that coached us said I was one of the other people he thought could have gone professional. But things happened, unfortunately. Maybe one day I will talk about my life, but it was just like things that happened, right? And I wasn't able to get the same opportunity. But I had the skills, man. Like, I can, like, the up here, like, mentally up here, I'm up here with, like, I'm up here. Anybody that's ever played with me can say that I'm an intelligent player. I'm creative. Like, I have a very high football IQ when I'm playing. Like, I will put that against anybody really that's on YouTube and stuff, because I just don't think I would lose to anybody on YouTube in that sense. Like, but the things I say is also just because I look at the whole picture. Like, I'm not just looking at the result itself. Like, it just seems, you look at the game for Man City, yes, the score was 3-0, and everybody just seems like we played like so bad, and we didn't really. Like, we played bad for like 20 minutes of that game. And the only problem is that against Liverpool, City, Arsenal, you can't play bad for that long. And it just happened. Like, we are not a complete team. We are not a team that's at the level of a City yet. Like, we are not. So for you to think like, oh, we should have beat them or whatever is dumb, because we weren't like completely walked out of the park. It was like they had like 10-minute stretches where they just like were really, really good, really better than us, and then they scored, right? Like, the beginning of the game, from the beginning to the game to like the 8th minute, right? Like, those first 8 minutes, it just felt like, okay, this is gonna be a pretty good game. Like, it's like an openish game. And then from that 8th minute, 10th minute to when they scored, they dominated and they deserved that goal. And then after that, it was like pretty even, and I even felt like that was last 10 minutes of that half, we were gonna score and tie the game up. And then we came out in the second half, and before their goal, they didn't even dominate really, but before their goal, we dominated. And then they got a goal from a mistake by, unfortunately, a young player, and that happens, right? And then we go down. Now it's unfortunate because now we're down 2-0, and we're trying to get back into the game, and we got caught on a horrible, horrible counter. Like, I don't know how that really just, how you just let that happen as a player. Like, I've played center back, and every single time I played center back, I made sure that like I had the worst possible outcome happening in front of me, so that I was just ready. Like, I just don't see how like Maguire doesn't even anticipate or know the fact that there's a guy behind him, because like, bro, you're allowing him to be behind you at half and just go one-on-one against the goalkeeper pretty much. It's just horrendous, like, awareness, really. And that's not on the manager, man. So honestly, that game to me wasn't that bad. So that's why I'm like, man, like these freakouts, like I get it. I get that like that Grimsby game was ugly. I get that the result, the number, like the 3-0 is looks ugly, but it wasn't that bad to me. Like it wasn't that ugly. Like we weren't so dominated that I was like, oh my god, like we deserve to have lost 10-0 or some bullshit. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like I just don't get where that came from. Like where that was coming from. What, I don't know, like where it came from. And yeah, like I'm just, hold on, I'm just trying to look at something really quick because it's like annoying. But like, all right, so look at that game, right? So the stats: 55 ball possession for United compared to 45 for City. That's probably wrong. It was probably like towards the end that we got up there. But let's say that ball possession was 55%, 60% like City. That's usually what you would expect. Expected goals: 2.63 for City, 1.52 for United. That's more how I saw the game, like a 2-1, 3-2 type of game. I didn't really see it as 3-0. Total shots: 13 to 12. 13 for City, 12 for United. Shots on target: 6 for City, 2 for United. Big chances: 4 for City, 2 for United. Big chances missed: 2 for City, 2 for United. So like, I'm not trying to like say like, oh, we were like so great in that game or that we were really good, because we weren't. Like we were what I expected us to be. Like we played okay for 40% of the game, like 45-50% of the game, and then we played good for like 20% of the game, 25% of the game, and then 25-30% of the game we played bad. And you can't do that against City, and that's just what happens, man. And that's what's gonna happen most likely against the top five, like I mentioned. This rant is extremely long. I doubt anybody's gonna watch it, but if you do, just know that I love you. I'll catch you guys next time. Tomorrow is City. It's the Chelsea game. Like, let's just see what happens tomorrow. Let's just continue to create chances. At least do that, and hopefully we win. Cause I'm just tired of our fans and these United, these channels and stuff. I'll catch y'all later.